Alrighty, so we've got a task. We've got to find ourselves an old vehicle from the right era that's going to cross the Simpson Desert. Have you got any ideas?
Yeah, look, I've got so many ideas of old cars, and I've always wanted to do an old car challenge. But there are very few that are going to be up for the trip that we're looking at doing.
Well, it's not going to be an easy one. I'm pretty sure Jamie's probably going to go for like an old Landy or something like that.
Of course he will.
That's what he does.
And we could jump in and do that ourselves, and he would be so lost. He wouldn't know what to do. But do we really want to do that to ourselves?
No, not at all. Not at all. I've got something much worse planned for us.
Fair enough.
I'm thinking, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that we saw an old truck. It was at the Hill Ends Museum, I believe it was.
I know the one
you
you're thinking of.
know the one.
Yep.
There was an old, I think it was either a Ford or a Chevy Blitz. Now this is an old truck that's, it was built to be tough. It's from the right era, and I just reckon it'd be pretty cool to take one of those across the desert.
Completely. There are a few things, Ford or Chev, you know where I'm heading with this. Hey, I said before, I know my old cars, we're not going with a Ford. I would be completely disowned, especially if we had an older Ford. But I do remember that truck. It had so many things that we then spoke about around the campfire. We had so many ideas and things like that. And if you think of Tom Cruise as well.
That's right. Not the movie star. We're talking about Tom Cruise, the old mailman. He used to do the old mail run around the Simpson Desert. He used to deliver pretty much all around the inland Australia, really.
Yeah, Marie to Birdsville, I think, was his main run, but it was definitely on the outskirts of the Simpsons. So there's definitely potential for that particular vehicle to do what we're wanting to do.
Yeah.
They made them tough back then. I don't know whether we are made as tough as them back then.
No. They were a different breed back then, and I'm talking about the people, not the trucks. But the biggest question, I suppose, is can we still get our hands on one of these things?
Well, let's have a look and see what we can find, hey?
See, I'm just thinking too, that is a very old vehicle. I don't think I've driven anything that old before, so it's probably going to be a big learning curve. And I'm pretty sure they've got a crash box in them as well.
Yeah, they do. Now, have you driven one of them before?
No, not at all. Have you got your truck license? Because you're going to need that.
No, so I don't have the truck license.
There you go. So I got the truck license, but you know how to drive the crash boxes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be interesting.
That's all right. We've never been one to shy away from
No.
So,
this is going to,
Now, we've got one here. It's a 1942 Chevy Blitz, which is where we're going.
Perfect, yeah.
Price, so I don't know what our budget is. We haven't been given a budget.
No, this is 26,000. You reckon the boss is gonna? No. What's the budget?
2 to 5.
2 to 5,000. You do know we've got to take this across the desert, mate.
Wow. Okay. Well, look.
I'm getting a no there.
We've got 3 to pick from, and there's only one that comes into that price range. Okay. So let's have a look at this. Well, good thing is, he has a couple. He'd want to because he's got Fords there. So,
okay.
Look.
Well, that one doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, look.
He's in Victoria though.
It's going to need some work. Yeah, Victoria. Well, that's a bit hard. Normally we jump in the car and go down there and have a look at a few of these, but
we do know somebody that's stuck down in Victoria at the moment. And that's Macca, our mate Macca. Now, if you haven't met Macca before, he's been the host of What's Up Down Under for God knows how long. He's down there. I reckon we can send him down, see if he can pick us out a good one.
Yeah, I reckon that's a great idea. Yeah.
Let's get onto it.
He's old enough to know these vehicles.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, folks, it looks like COVID's got us. Leash and Borgie are stuck in New South Wales. I'm stuck in Victoria, but fortunately, that's where the Blitz is that those two crazy cats want to drive across the Simpson Desert. I'm going to catch up with Rowan. He's got a few of them for sale. We'll see if we can pick out a good one for him.
Geez, mate, who's driving this thing today, you or me?
Well, it's a very good question because we both seem to have a steering wheel. We both seem to have pedals, but I'm looking out the back of the vehicle, mate. Why is it set up like this?
Well, it was set up like this so that you didn't have to crane your neck around the back to see what you're doing all day.
Mate, and I just noticed this thing is going to go like the rocket because it's got the spider in the gear knob.
Spider in the gear knob.
My word, it's got the works, hasn't it?
It's this one's got the electric start, so
flash.
Push the button.
So it's pretty smooth.
Ride-wise, no, it's not smooth. You feel everything.
When Borgie and Leash decided that they wanted to drive the Blitz across the Simpson Desert, I said, you got rocks in your head. What did you say?
I think it is possible. After all, during the war effort, there was no roads between Alice Springs and Darwin, so that's what they use, Blitzes and all other manner of ones to take all the stuff and personnel up to Darwin.
What got you into the old Blitzes in the first place?
Well, it's not a long story. My old man was in the timber industry, and when he got of age that he could buy a Blitz was round about the time that we had more surplus Blitzes than that on the go. So we ended up buying one of those and converted it into a log jinker, and I've just followed in his footsteps.
Has it got power steering?
Oh yes, Armstrong steering is called.
You two want to start getting to the gym now because you're going to need it. How about air conditioning?
Oh yes, wide open. Yep.
I noticed that because half the windscreen's missing. You're going to get plenty of breeze in. It'll probably be, what, 10 degrees warmer in the cab than outside?
Probably, and if you haven't got the engine cover in, it really lets the heat in.
Mate, I reckon they'll probably pull this crane off before they go, but I think it'd be handy for lifting the fridge up.
Well, might have to put this over on the ground, then lift the fridge onto the back of the truck. So you've got to have the fridge.
Mate, they actually will want a bit of weight on the back of there to steady that ride out, I reckon.
Oh, yes, it'll have to have some weight on the back, but it'll probably be fuel.
Or a kidney belt. You might need a kidney belt.
Oh, I
boys.
definitely want one of those.
Mate, how many Blitzes have you got?
Well, I did have 8. I've sold quite a few of them off. I'm down to, once this one goes, I'll only have 3 left.
We're going to get this on the back of the truck, get it into Leishan Borgie's hands, and you know what? I reckon you've got a little bit of work to do before you even think about the Simpson Desert, guys. It's going to be fun to watch.
I'm itching to see what happens.